This is Los Angeles, California's Skid Row, worst homelessness crisis in the US. There are 15,000 homeless living here, and it shows the visual gap of rich and poor. We're gonna explore who's behind how things work here, what the city is doing about it, and trying not to overstay our welcome.
Oh! And there's like a pool of blood.
Hey, get up out the gutter, man.
With the help of Mark of Soft White Underbelly, I was connected to a local who is gonna take us around.
How long did you say you've been in Skid Row?
33 years off of
33 years.
I even lost a finger here. Yeah, I took a gun from somebody, they pointed at me and I had to grab it and they shot my finger up. So we got every race here, we got every gender. It doesn't matter, we welcome you here to offer you help for housing. We got mental health services, county services. It's a lot more help now than it's ever been.
Why is that?
The Olympics is coming in 28, so we're trying to get all this done. I come from a tent, now I live in a place to stay. This is why I stay out here. I'm on general relief, it's just $221 and I pay $50. So
It's nice. It's very nice.
when I start working more, they'll take it and subsidize the rent. Like, say for instance, I started making $800 a month, they'll probably charge me like $240.
Oh, I see. So it's proportional based on
Yeah,
how much you make.
yeah.
Did you recently move here as well? How long have you been here for? This place.
Well, 2 weeks.
Does everybody, or is everybody here rehomed homeless people?
All these units, man, they come from homelessness.
Bro, that's a nice ass crib, man.
From a tent, bro.
From a tent? Dude, the come up is crazy.
The mayor had all the funds to do it, and she did it. Shout out to the mayor. You know, they gave me microwave, TV, a bed.
It's honestly most than probably like a lot of you guys watching.
So I got basically to live. You know, I'm not gonna die of starvation.
So do you feel like the city has been doing enough to help you as
If you want it, bro, you have to want it.
So tell me a little bit about that. What's like the biggest difference of people who want the help and who don't? Is it drugs?
It's gonna weed, yeah. Drugs, bro. Well, my mom did drugs. My mom used drugs. It was like a marital bondage and a generational curse.
So you always grew up around it.
Yeah, I started using drugs the second day after the riots. That's when the cocaine came into California. It was bad then.
During the LA riots.
Yeah, gross grams is actually pure cocaine. So after they wash everything out of it, do you have 2.5 grams of pure cocaine? I started using and selling. So then I figured out I had a problem. I was trying to get my life together to figure out why was I using, and I knew my mom used. By the way, a shout out to my mom. This is the day she died, 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I went to like 14 different programs and I finally finished one.
Wow.
So it does seem like LA is actually taking steps to get people off the streets, but when there is a Skid Row, are they doing enough? In 2016, Measure HHH allocated $1.2 billion towards building thousands of units of housing for homeless, and we saw it all over ourselves in Skid Row. And so this made it possible for social initiatives like Project Room Key to shelter more than 42,000 homeless people at the peak of the pandemic. And by the end of it, 6,000 were placed in permanent housing. But is rehousing a solution, or is it even something people want? Because there's also been other initiatives like the $250 million Inside Safe to remove encampments like Skid Row and rehouse people. But after almost a year, out of the 2,000, only 250 people made it to permanent housing, while 1,200 still lived in temporary hotels and motels. But to see on the bright side, it has been a win-win, as the homeless that were helped were off the streets in a safe place, and for locals, the sidewalks were kept clean and safe. But on the other side, many of the homeless that exited reported feeling pressured to give up belongings, didn't like random room searches, and especially how no guests were allowed in any of their rooms. As you can imagine, this made a lot of participants feel lonely, and it's exactly why 1 in 5 participants of Inside Safe return to the streets, and exactly why these homeless encampments gather in the first place. So you're saying that people will literally live on the streets rather than live in safe housing? The answer surprised me more the more I explored Skid Row.
That's the needle center right there. When people have overdoses, that's like the overdose team. They come in. How you been, man? Good? All right.
What's good, man?
Pastor?
Pastor?
Yeah, Pastor.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Oh, shit. You all right?
You're good?
You good, though?
Slow down a little bit. Just slow down a little bit. That's all. Just slow down a little bit. They call me the pastor because I am a pastor. I've been pastoring for over 20 years now. We came together to form what we call Blue Hollywood Street Sanctuary.
Oh,
where
interesting.
everybody's a star.
So this is kind of like a mini church, let's say.
We try to provide, food, clothing. We can provide shelter. This is like my office if you want to come in.
Are you homeless yourself?
I am in interim housing right now. I'm going through the process of getting shelter.
May I ask you how you ended up in that situation?
Choice. My purpose solely was to come to California to start this, and I cannot look at no man and not see a reflection of myself. I'm inclined to believe that it was written that my footstep would be in front of you at this particular time.
So you said that you're currently in between housing or about to be placed into housing, is that correct? Do you think you'll still visit Skid Row if you're...
I'm here. If I have $1 billion tomorrow, I'm here. I've got numerous brothers and sisters out of this community.
Because going into this, community was the last damn thing that I expected from Skid Row. Because I was expecting more of a free-for-all, every man for themselves type situation. Because the truth is, it is an unfortunate reality. Our guide shared with us that his cousin was just found dead a couple months ago. But despite that, from this church to our guide talking and walking with us, what there seemed to be was this sense of community and this willingness to help. It was pretty shocking to see how many people live without any privacy or security. But the truth is, many of us watching this video are unaware that we too are living without privacy or security, but in different ways. And just like on the streets, the root cause is always money. But thanks to our sponsor ExpressVPN, a privacy and security tool that I use every day, there's something that can be done. Did you know that your internet service provider can see everything you do online, and in the US, they can legally sell this information? Think of ExpressVPN like a secure tunnel between your device and the internet. It masks my internet activity and makes it more difficult for advertisers and big tech to exploit my data to data brokers. And it's not just tech companies you need to worry about. Anyone on the same network as you can also easily steal your information. So whenever I'm at a coffee shop using unsecured Wi-Fi, like right here writing this damn script, ExpressVPN makes it so hackers can't steal my personal information, like passwords and credit card details. And since I'm always on the road, ExpressVPN also helps me stay entertained. Since I can connect to a server in any of the 105 different countries, I can also access tons of geologged content from around the world on Netflix. Like I did just yesterday when I wanted to watch Goodfellas, but it wasn't available on US Netflix. So I found that it was available in Germany, connected to that location, and I could watch it. And look, there's a lot of VPNs out there, but why not choose the one with consistently faster speeds? And that's been rated #1 by TechRadar, CNET, and The Verge. So go to expressvpn.com/get and find out how you can get 3 months for free of ExpressVPN. So back to the video, I wanted to go deeper inside of Skid Row because I knew that it wasn't just sunshine and rainbows. So I wanted to explore the true realities that you can only see if you go there yourself.
How you doing? You all right? All right.
I'm sure if we just pulled up by ourselves without you,
Nah, you wouldn't make it a block, bro.
we wouldn't make it a block, would we?
There's a community here, so I know a lot of people's names. This is a watering center.
Okay.
You come here any time of night, get you something to drink. Before all this, people were overdosing from dehydration and all kind of shit going on because they had no watering centers. I always stop and see if people breathing. Hey man, hey, come on, get up out the gutter, man. Just stand up for a minute. Sit up for me. Scoot over, get up against the wall.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So usually whenever you see people passed out like that, is it all sorts of drugs or is it usually like...
He could be tired, he could be, overdosed. So my car's not working, but that's my car.
That's your car?
No, Mercedes, yeah. Yeah, I worked hard for this shit,
bro.
man.
You got that nice Mercedes, man.
Yeah, it's my car. I was sleeping in it for a while. It's trashy, but I gotta come get my baby. On the second, I'll get it done. To work with, I just gotta get it done, you know? This is like all part of my community right here. I slept right here for a long time. They building this right here, another housing situation. Can't go down that street, bro. They'll go crazy down there.
That street over there?
Yeah, or this next street. Anything down there is all drugs and kind of hard to go down there.
How long have you been in Skid Row for? What did you used to do before you became homeless?
Oh, I was a drone painter.
And once the economy got bad, did you lose your job? Is that what happened?
No, I got bad back.
I see. So you couldn't really work anymore, is that right? What's your plan to get out of being homeless?
Get out of being homeless.
So one thing I've noticed, and I think a lot of people might not know if they've never been to Skid Row, is that there's a lot of sense of community here. Do you feel that? Is that one of the reasons why you decided to, camp out here?
Well, I got to know some of the people, and they're very, very nice people out here, too.
And so after hearing from some of the homeless people, I also wanted to ask locals in the nicer part of town to see what they think about the situation. What are like your overall thoughts on it in this city?
It's pretty bad, pretty sad, obviously. It's something that LA has been dealing with for a long time.
Every city
has a homeless crisis. LA has it on a further level.
Have you ever had any like run-ins with like the homeless?
I run into homeless people all the time. Most of the people that you end up meeting are really kind people stuck in very awful positions.
Obviously, you see people maybe having episodes on the street.
Homeless guy, like down the street, gets stabbed, and he walks in. I work at a restaurant, and he's like, "Yo, I just got f***ing stabbed." And we were like, "Wait, what?" And then I look, and there's like a pool of blood on the floor. If this isn't like a humongous crisis, I don't know what is, you know?
What do you think has been the lowest moment that was driven by your addiction?
My mom had passed and my engagement fell just this last time. And I was mentally whooped, spiritually whooped, financially whooped. Wait, just give me a moment, man.
You're good, man.
But if she can see me now, I'm okay.
Do you think she'll be proud of you?
Yeah, she would. But I fought it, man. I fought a long time. I know in other countries it's not so easy. Like we got it easy, but it wasn't easy for me.
I think socially we need to start accepting that these are also people, and it's people that we need to love and help.
If you treat people with compassion and, you know, treat them as people rather than like these scary things, you'll get that respect back, I think.
And what it seems is that there are three types of homeless. One group is those struggling with addiction or mental illness, making it hard to keep jobs or function in society. Another obvious one is financial struggles, like losing your job or the ability to work. And the final one being the one that most people don't talk about, and it's those who choose to be on the streets. But there are some, as we've seen after years, have found comfort in belonging in the community of places like Skid Row.
Not gonna lie, man, this is like a lot different than I expected.
You know, it's a community here, huh?
Yeah, I know that.
There's more love than it is violence.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
So you can let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree, but it's clear that there's diverse reasons and exactly why there's no one-size-fits-all solution to homelessness. But just like in anything, I'm sure we can learn from others. So what have other countries done? Finland is on track to end homelessness altogether by 2027. With their housing first approach since the 80s, Finland has reduced homelessness from 20,000 people to 4,000, and 6,000 new social housing units are being built every single year. And so in this case, it seems like a compassionate and concerted effort has helped, but other countries have responded in stricter ways. Japan has 125 million people, but only 4,000 homeless people. And they've used strict urban planning that makes sleeping on the streets difficult and have made begging and panhandling illegal. So like all these sound great, but it always returns to, would these programs even work in the US? But with the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, both sides need to realize that they're facing similar realities. Because compared to the past, the margin of error is getting smaller, and the mistakes that you could have made can now put you on the streets. So obviously this isn't a fear monger, but until we can lead with empathy and compassion while still preaching personal responsibility and maintaining social contracts, we need to stop pointing fingers so we can actually start finding solutions. And bridging that gap, that's exactly the mission of Exploring the Unfamiliar. So subscribe if you want to join our journey of becoming the next big media company, but for the middle ground. And you can start by signing up for our newsletter where we tackle the latest news stories and research, but in an unbiased way. And if YouTube gets it right, then you'll like this video too.